What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to Cubcam TV and, of course, Cubs Clubhouse on Platform B. We are live on the airwaves right about now, and we have a very, very special guest joining us that I am super, super excited to introduce. One of the legends of the game, one of the biggest names in dancehall music worldwide, and so on, that it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to introduce to the show. Man like Mr. Vegas joins us live on the line right about now. How are you doing, sir?
Yo, bro. What's up, man? Thanks for having me on the show, man.
Each and every time, man. It's my absolute pleasure. Again, the introduction wasn't forced in any way. I mean every single word of that in the eyes of myself and a lot of people. You are a true legend of dancehall music, so it's my pleasure to have you. 2023, how are we going to start things off? How have things been for you, man? You've been active.
Yo, I've been doing a lot of work. It's a whole lot of thing, man. I'm working on this album with French label, Play 2 Music and TF Records, and my label as a partnership. You know, we have this partnership going on. So I want to put forward, like, you know, my best work, you know. I think I'm at the stage of my life where the best is yet to come. Yeah, I think the next 20 years of Mr. Vegas is going to be crazy. And we started out so far with a bang. I think Bright Future is doing its thing. It's all over, you know, the world. It's in the playlist where Afro music has been played. There's a song with Yemi, Alade, produced by my Nigerian producer, Young Alpha. He's like one of the top 3 producers right now in Nigeria. He just produced a few tracks on the Davido album. You know, so things are rolling, man. And of course, you know, we continue to do the hardcore dancehall. We still have a track like Bodies out there, where, you know, just raw dancehall, you know, raw DJ style, Sing J style, original.
I mean, it's really cool to hear, and we are going to talk a lot more about the collaboration with Yemi. Again, it's a huge tune. It's a tune that I've been running. It's a tune that I've been really enjoying seeing the response to as well. I want to talk about a few bits from yourself, though. Obviously, Dancehall Ravers, Dancing Queen, Run Up. You've had such an exciting kind of start to the year. I suppose what's kind of motivated this big run of energy that we're seeing from yourself?
As I said, you know, people think that when you get to this age in music, it's like, you know, a rap. But I see it differently. I see experience. I see everything that you have learned so far over the years, you know, is at this stage. Reminds me of Whitney Houston when she did that. I think Whitney Houston's best work was when she was in her 40s. You know, with I Will Always Love You and them tunes. Michael Jackson, I think, you know, he was in, you know, like the latter part of his 40s or thereabout. He did some great songs as well. You know, so I think it's a maturity level that we're at right now, a mature level, where I think the best music is going to come forward, and with experience of knowing how to perform on the stage and how to do a great concert, and, you know, it's going to be crazy.
Definitely. And a question I really did actually want to ask you, and it's a question that's kind of been burning away at me that I've been really keen to ask you since we actually were able to lock this in. And it's almost from a kind of creative point of view. You're someone that does tend to create very lively music. You're very good at kind of capturing that explosive kind of essence of what dancehall's kind of represented for a long period of time. When you're kind of performing, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing you perform live, but when you're performing and when you're almost creating these tunes, do you have the live performance factor in your head whilst you're creating them?
Yep, that's the reason why most of my songs are like action-packed. Like Broke It Down and Hot Walk, and it's like telling you to do something, hold your heads high, you know, hands up, you know, those type of vibe. You know, I'm blessed, you know. It's like when you hear about I'm blessed, it's like you're feeling that blessing, you know. So it put you in that vibe, it put you in that spirit where you want to just enjoy the music and you want to participate in whatever dance moves. Take for yourself. It's like people, you know, dancing and moving around, Raging Bull, Gallus. It's just like so much movements, you know.
Definitely, man. And again, it's something that I've always kind of noticed with your sound in particular. It really does encapsulate that feeling of just having a good time. There's a sense of euphoria there. There's such a kind of constant state of just wanting to move, and it's something that's so intrinsic to your sound. So it's really cool to hear that. Again, I said we were going to talk about the collaboration with Yemi. I've got to ask first and foremost, how did it come together? Because it's a collaboration I didn't see coming, but it's one that I'm so happy did happen.
Well, I've been doing African music for a very long time. If you check my background, I've been doing, you know, African dance music because I used to see those dances in Africa and I wanted to, like, you know, emulate the stuff. or copy the stuff that I see, the Africans doing. So I've been doing that for a very long time until I met Young Alf, the Nigerian producer. First I met SARS when I was in Los Angeles, he's a big producer in Nigeria. And I wanted to do African music, and he wanted me to stick to what I know. And I was like, no, I want to be African. I want to do African music. And he thought that the Africans would not accept me as an African artist or as a Jamaican doing African music. So it didn't happen then. But when I met Young Alf, he started, sending me beats and, vibing on the beats. And I was like, yeah, man, I can do that. So my first song, the real thing that I realized that I'm good at it was with Miss V from Ghana, where we did all of me. And people were like, yo, that's real good. So when we did Bright Future and someone from the team sent it to Yemi, she was down, and it's good to see her actually promoting the song. So it's not just a fluke. It's not just something where someone is trying to like do something and for some money. She's like actually into it. She came to Guadeloupe. We went to Guadeloupe, and I was there first. She came after, and we shot the video for 2 days. Over 2 days we were shooting. It was like a movie, like a Jamaican, meeting up back with his Nigerian princess. It was crazy. It was a lot of girls, man. It was like, God, man. I wish I had this when I was in my 20s, bro.
It's so cool to hear, man. And again, something that's so apparent actually being able to talk to you in person as well. It's just that clear enthusiasm for what you do that's still there. I speak to a lot of artists, and a lot of the time, after maybe 10 years of top level success, they're sort of like, yeah, I'm just kind of doing it. With yourself, it seems like, as you said earlier, the best is yet to come. Like, have you found over your career you've kind of become more and more excitable as you've gone on?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the music, especially when I'm loving what I'm doing. You see, I think so many songs that I'm doing now that I'm really enjoying. Because, I love dancehall music, I love reggae music, but oftentimes we do so much music that, you like turn it off, because you're doing it every day. So now that you get to do something different, you're like, a kid in a candy store.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. And obviously the kind of next question that I want to ask as a kind of follow-up is from your end. How has the response been for the collaboration with Yemi? Because I know you mentioned earlier on about you wanting to do it, and obviously you've had conversations and people have said people might not accept that you want to do that kind of thing. How have you found the response to this one?
Well, we're looking at the streams, and we're seeing regions where the song is doing very well, especially in like Nigeria and Kenya and those places. So we know people are accepting, Mr. Vegas doing Afro music. So it's encouraging. We see in France, France is heavily, populated with Africans. So we see France is one of the leading markets for the song at this point. Yeah, so Canada, the US, it's crazy. The first month, we're doing like over 300,000 streams on Spotify, which is good. We want to get it to great.
Of course. And again, it is great to see. Something I've always loved seeing, actually, is combinations between not necessarily up-and-coming artists, but established artists from different sorts of genres from around the world. I find it such an interesting thing, almost seeing that bubbling pot of creativity coming together. And this is definitely a tune that has has those elements going on. I suppose then, with more of an Afrobeat-centric sound, obviously, you've done as much in dancehall as anyone. You've done it for so long, and you've kind of conquered so many different plateaus. Is this sort of journey into Afrobeat something that you want to continue on? Do you want to keep putting out music in that sort of sound?
Yeah, man. The album, I think 60% of the album will be this vibe.
Awesome.
Because I really want to connect with I can see Mr. Vegas performing in like stadiums like Burna Boy and Wizkid, because I do have that talent to give what the people really come out to get, but on a wider scale. Yeah. So I think, and I mean Mr. Vegas in concert. I'm not talking about just the festival where it's a ton load of artists. I'm talking about what Burna Boy is doing, selling out venues over Beyonce, or selling out, concerts over Beyonce. That is what my ambition is, to really go out there and perform. And I just love the sound of the music. You feel the music. It's like back in the days when we were doing dancehall and you could just feel the vibe, na 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 na, and the beat was just so infectious. I think that's the same thing with Afro music. So the next song is, we have another single coming out with another African artist, another big African artist. So, and we think this one is gonna do real good as well.
That's awesome to hear. And again, the second you said that, I'm already going, I can't wait to hear it. Like I can feel the excitement. It's like palpable, which is so cool to see.
But it's already recorded, so we're just waiting for the label to tie up,
awesome.
theirs, do their part.
That's sick to hear, man. I'm so excited to hear that. And again, it's wicked to see that kind of continuation into the space, like it's, and again, something I always like to hear when people talk, as I said earlier, it's just that enthusiasm, and I can so hear it when you're speaking about it. I suppose on a bit of a curveball question then, as you are now, I suppose, expanding and you're trying different things and you're pursuing things on a more kind of global scale, if there was one artist in the world right now that you haven't collaborated with before, who would it be that you could, if you could choose anyone?
I was actually thinking in my head before you asked the question, because it's like a line of question that I get so accustomed to. But I really like Bruno Mars and I really like The Weeknd. On the Afro side, I think Mr. Vegas and Burna Boy will do something crazy. Trust me, because he got melodies for days, and I think I'm one of the dancehall artists who was done song with so much melody, it's like chilla la 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 boom boom chilla, or even to hear Burna Boy redo that song, because his melodies are crazy.
That'd be really cool to hear, man. And again, I'm sure there are millions of fans around the world, realistically, that would love to see that collaboration come together. That's so exciting. Just to sort of round off more than anything else, obviously we are based in the UK. We're a UK station, and it's kind of, I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I wasn't asking when are we likely to see Mr. Vegas in the UK? What's your sort of outreach at the moment in regards to kind of touring the world?
Definitely this summer. We're going to be, I think we have a few shows this summer in the UK. So we are actually, getting together right now for that. We're going to be at Reggae Land. I think we'll have Sean Paul, Kibaka Pyramid, Albo Rosie, Barrington Levy, Junior Marvin. So that's going to be big.
That's awesome. Again, that's a killer lineup as well, and it's one that I know a lot of people are already very excited for. All I want to say more than anything else, man, it is an absolute pleasure to get you on the show. This is a huge one for myself, and I know this is one that a lot of people have been kind of looking forward. I've put the rumours out there that you're going to be coming on the show, and people are super excited to hear it. My final kind of question to you then is, what's the next step for you? I know you mentioned an album. What's the sort of timeline like for you in the upcoming weeks and months?
I want to say this year, because, based on the agreement, but to be honest, I really want to get, the single or the singles popping. I want people to be excited, I can't wait for the album. I don't just want to put an album out because for an album's sake, I want people to be like, yo, I can't wait to hear what else is on the album.
100%, man. And again, the cool thing about working on an album project like you are, which is so kind of different, and it is going to be a newer space for you to explore, is that when you actually get to that release date, it's going to still blow people away regardless of when it happens, which is such an exciting thing to see. Right, it's been my absolute pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for jumping on the show. It's been great to kind of find out a bit more about yourself, about your process, and again, we are going to jump into the sounds of Bright Future just around this interview off. Mr. Vegas, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Give thanks, brother.
Each and every time. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're live on Platform B.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Cub Cam TV. Stay locked.